guys, this is Kyle from Vapor Hut, and today I'm going to be showing you the eGrip by Joyetech. Here's the eGrip by Joyetech. As you can see, there's a window here, so you can see how much juice you have left. Removable drip tip, normal 510 size. It's got a 360-degree rotating dial here to adjust the wattage. Goes from 8 watts to 20 watts. So a wide range of power. On the bottom here, this little flathead screwdriver, or flathead screw rather, adjusts the airflow. So if you unscrew it, it'll be wider, and if you screw it down tight, it'll be a tighter draw. Charges from the bottom, and it does have pass-through. So even if this thing's dead, you can plug it in, and while it's charging, you can be using it, which is extremely convenient. And anyone who's ever had an Ego style where they have to screw it off and plug it in knows just how frustrating that can be. The atomizer you remove from the bottom. eGrip comes with this little tool. On one end you have the flathead, which perfectly fits into your airflow. And on the other side you have this curve. Now a penny or any kind of coin will do just fine. But all you do is stick this in and unscrew it. So let's go ahead. Look at the guts of this thing. Doing this upside down since I do have juice in here. Now this device is a 1500 mAh device, which means that it will last at least a day. I use a couple other devices as well, and this lasts me almost 2 days on a single charge. Now the atomizer, the eGrip, the CS head, this is a 1.5 ohm coil. Now this one I'm showing you is actually the RBA that Joyetech recently came out with. So this is a rebuildable atomizer, and this will save you tons of money in the long run, not having to buy atomizers. And if you're used to building on the Limo or K-Fun, this is going to be no problem for you. As you can see, my coil is a bit gunked up. So let's go ahead and dive down, and I'll show you how to rebuild on this thing. Alright, so what I'm going to be using today is some 28 gauge Canthal. I'm going to be wrapping it around, it looks to be a little larger than 1/16 size bit. And then I just have another screwdriver to take out the posts. What we're going to start by doing is there's 2 little screws on either side of your coil. So we're going to gently unscrew those. Take our pliers. Pull our wicking out, and that's what our base looks like. There's a hole down the middle for airflow, and your coil will sit right above that. So as you pull in, the air will be going around the entire coil. Okay, now we're ready to build our coil. We're going to take our 28 gauge and our 16th screwdriver, and I've found that 10 wraps works really well. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Make sure I pull these tight. Unlike building on an RBA, where you can put it on and fire it and tweak it a little bit before wicking it, you don't really have that option here, unless you put this on the 510 adapter and put it on a mech mod. So there's our coil. You can see that. Pretty tight. And now what we're going to do with these leads is we're going to have one go forward and curve in. And you'll see why in a second. When we install this, that'll be important. Then we'll have the other one come back and curve in. Then I'm going to take my wire cutters. I'm going to cut the extra more wire you have, the harder it is to deal with something this small. So once you have your coil and your leads, we're going to start by slipping one of those leads into one of the posts. And make sure your screws are loose enough that this is not a pain shoving it in there. Okay, that should be good. So I'm going to slip one in here. I'm going to kind of bend it up. So once you have the coil sitting in the middle, that metal in one lead, now we're going to tighten down that side. And this is 28 gauge, so don't over tighten or it will snap. Now, to make our lives easier, I'm going to trim the excess on that side that I've already tightened. All right. Now, we just have this one last lead that needs to get into that post. So, put my screwdriver that we wrapped on back through there. Pull that lead over with my pliers. Bend it again. I'm just going to shove that through. Once it's in there and tight, I'm going to come in and tighten our screwdriver, our screw. Trim the excess. Now, once you have your coil in, focus. You're going to put back in the screwdriver that you built with. And you're going to center it. And there's our coil. Now we're gonna wick it. Here's our cotton. Spin it. Now, with that atomizer table, I'm going to slide that cotton through and just kind of pull it. And when you wick this, you want to make sure it's snug, like it won't just fall out of the coil, but not so snug that when you pull it back and forth, it pulls the coil and moves it. So once you have that, you're going to trim these so that they just touch that inner base underneath the coil. So it's going to be right about there. That's it. That's all you need. That you have your wicking in, you're just going to tuck it down. And to make our life easier, what you're going to want to do is juice that wick before you put on the chimney cap. I'm vaping on blueberry muffin right now. So I'm going to take a juice bottle and I'm just going to dab it all over that cotton. See how it kind of sticks into place? You're using the juice almost like a glue. Gets it wet and heavy and not so fibrous. Okay, once you have that, take your little top cap and you're gonna gently go right over the wicking and start to screw clockwise. Depending on how much you juiced it, you might get you might get juice coming out, but that's okay. So there it is. All right, now we're ready to install it. So, all you're gonna do with your eGrip upside down, take your atomizer, drop it in, grab your nice little tool or a penny or I guess your fingernail if it's long and strong enough. And you're just gonna twist this till it's snug, don't over tighten it. Now, flip it over, we're gonna see some bubbles rise up in there. That's the liquid entering the atomizer. See how she works. For a small all-in-one device, Joyetech really hit the nail on the head with this. It's compact, it's dense, it doesn't feel like you're holding a piece of plastic in your hand, but it's extremely solid. One last thing that I didn't show you was how to fill this thing. And this is the other kind of kicker. You don't have to take off any tank, you don't have to unscrew the atomizer to fill it from the bottom. No, this has a little liquid hatch on the side. Pull that hatch up, and that's it. There's two holes in there. The circular hole is where you stick the needle nose of your juice. The other hole is just an air intake, like the back of a gas can that you open up so it pours easier. So you literally just stick your juice tip in there, you angle it, and you're done. And it holds 3.6 milliliters, which is awesome. That's more than the Limo drop. That's more than Delta 16, Delta 19 might be a rep out there. But this lasts me all day. I normally don't have to fill this more than once. Vaping her about 10 watts right now. Let me take her up. So we're about 16 watts. $20 watts. So this has been a walkthrough and a tutorial on how to rebuild the eGrip's RBA base. I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Kyle from Vapor Hut. Hope you have a nice day.